In this video we will learn how to use text split function to separate words with ease in Excel. This is great new function called text split. It will solve problem that we've all been having for years, that split text. Especially if it has multiple mixed delimiters. The big problem became all over now because text split takes care of it all. You can even combine it with other functions to make Excel do stuff that we could never do before. Let's start with the basic. So here, raw data of different people from different city, and everything is in a single cell. I want it split into multiple cells. No problem for TEXTSPLIT. I'm just going to cell C2 and start typing with equal sign TEXTSPLIT open bracket. I need my text, which is cell A2, and then I have to define my delimiter, based on what I want to split these. Well, in this case, it's a comma. So I'm going to put a comma between quotation marks, close the bracket, press enter key, and I get everything split. Copy and paste. But take a closer look at this. I have a comma and space, so there is an extra space that comes after these. Now you have different options to get rid of this space. You could adjust your delimiter to be a comma and space. And that's going to trim out that spaces. Just go back. You could put this function inside the trim function and it is okay. What's the problem when I copy this down? Is that going to not work everywhere? Because some people used a semicolon as a delimiter, and that ends up missing my results. Well, here is no problem for text split function because you can add multiple delimiters in here. You just have to put it inside second brackets. We need to close this bracket as well. And inside, we are going to define our multiple delimiters. I'm just going to add my separator and inside the quotation marks, I'm going to add my second delimiter which, in this case is a semicolon space and close the quotation mark. You can add as many delimiters as you want and press enter. Now, when I pull this down, everything is split properly. If I too add a slash, it works properly.
Next up, let's look at a case where we have to split the name into first and last. But we don't want to get this title Mr. Ms. and Dr. in there. We are going to use text split function. The text is this. And we have a space as a delimiter. Mr. Ms. Dr. in there. We can add multiple delimiters. So I could treat these Mr. Ms. and Dr. as their own delimiters. So in quotation marks, I'm going to put here Mr. Ms. and Dr. And let's close that second bracket. Now, when I press enter, I get everything split. But I end up with this empty cell here. I want to ignore these empty cells. Well, that's not a problem because text split has multiple optional arguments. We have a row delimiter. We don't need that right now, but we need this one. Ignore empty cells. We are going to put true for that. And now, when we press enter, we have first and last names.
In this case, we have our data written like this in a single cell. And we want to bring it into multiple cells that looks like this. No problem for text split. This is our text. Now, we can make use of the column delimiter and the row delimiter. So, what do we want the separator of the columns to be? It should be the equal sign, so let's put that for our column delimiter. Next is the row delimiter. That should be the comma. I'm going to go with comma space and close the bracket, press enter. And I get everything spelled properly.
Next up, let's do something really amazing. We want to take country name here, and we want to get them back in a single cell. But we want them internally sorted. So this one should have America first, and then Argentina, Bangladesh, Brazil, China, and last one Palestine. How we'll do this? Well, we're going to use a few functions together to get what we want. We're going to use text split function to split these. That is our text. My delimiter here is a comma, but here, I noticed I don't have a space, whereas I have a comma space there. So, to be on the safe side, I'm just going with a comma as the delimiter, but I'm going to put this inside the trim function, so that I don't have any space at the beginning of the words. Now that I have everything split separately, I can use the sort function and get these sorted. My sort index is just the one row that I have. So I'm just going to skip that argument. The sort order default is ascending. I'm going to skip that argument because I want the default. But this is something I don't want to skip, and I can't skip because I am sorting by columns. In this case, so I need a true for that last argument. I close the bracket, press enter, and I have everything sorted. But I don't want them on separate cells. I want to bring everything together again into a single cell. So, I'm going to use the text join function and stitch these back together. My delimiter is a comma space in quotation marks. I can ignore empty cells in case I have nothing or just the space between the delimiters. And last is my text, which is the formula I wrote before. Close the bracket, press enter, and we have everything internally sorted. Amazing functions that help us do amazing things. I hope guys you find this video helpful information. If so, then please do like and subscribe to SoftNote to see more such content. And I will see you soon with one of such another videos. Till then you take care yourself and bye bye.